to just kind of be.
Come on, Tom Holland has no riz. He's a blank slate in his own fucking relationship.
It's no range for me. I mean, what do you do with something like that? They hired him for that reason, to be that and he's perfect in that. Because to me, you look at Neo, and Neo doesn't need to be too much. We're putting ourselves on Neo the same way that the hoes are putting themselves on like a Twilight Bella. And that works. And I'm sure people had the same idea with Tom Holland, but I don't like a Spider-Man that brings nothing to the table. And that's the thing that, unfortunately, I hate Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, but I feel like he brings more to that character than Tom Holland.
Yeah.
I love Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and naturally he brings more to that Spider-Man than Tom Holland.
Tobey Maguire actually fucking nailed it, which is sad to see the deterioration of Spider-Man over the years.
It's sad to see kind of everything deteriorate in a way where at the time it sucked, and over time, damn. It doesn't
like Star Wars.
Bad as all this other shit.
So basically you're saying there's dark days ahead for us.
Pretty much, like about a year and a half probably before they really shake it on out of their pant leg there.
I hope it happens soon. But it seems like nature's kind of trying to heal itself, but it's taking so long.
I think somebody was floating around some Saturday Night Live clip. And you know when shit like that floats into your timeline, you're like, why is anybody talking about this? And it's because some guy was saying racist and R-tard. I don't know what's safe for your stream, but they were like,
I know that. I know we can't say nibbas. Can we say that?
Yeah, he can say that.
Oh, I can say it, but
yeah, YouTube does it. Like you can say it, but YouTube's gonna come in.
YouTube struck me for saying that word before with the A.
Well, your problem is your avatar looks white. That's why.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm not on screen enough to
exactly.
prove.
Until they are 100% sure you're a minority, you are a white man until proven otherwise.
And you see behind the scenes all of that shit they're always asking you in the way of the surveys. I'm like, if I just lied and said I was so trans, would that shoot me to the front of the... You know what I mean?
I tried to...
You tried to lie.
I tried to join the Black Content Creators program. They rejected me.
Not hood enough. You know what I'm saying?
It is true. You know, back in the hood, they called me cheese nips because I wasn't full cracker before they beat me. Yeah, it's just real shit. You know, it is what it is.
I feel like...
I want to jump in here real quick because I wanted to play something from Cyael's channel that I found hilarious, just like I found that clip the other night.
Gamers rise up.
There we go.
Let's hit that Belle Delphine quote.
This right here, I love this. Like, this sounds like an anti-war preacher to me, a Southern Reverend preacher, and it's just one of the best things.
Alien creatures, blades, machine guns, laser blasters, realistic gunfire. Blood splatter, close-up images of impalement, dismemberment, decapitation, female characters in revealing costumes, deep cleavage, skin-tight, flesh-toned bodysuits with breasts that jiggle during combat.
Say it,
Father.
I love that. That's poetry right there.
Do you know what that is that I'm reading?
I do, but you can go ahead and tell the audience.
Yeah, you may as well tell the audience. You know, I don't know.
It is the ESRB rating for an upcoming game called Stellar Blade that allows...
Oh, we all know about Stellar Blade here, dude.
Yeah, but the ESRB rating for me feels so offended. You'd never catch them saying this shit about a man. But they're writing words like deep cleavage on the back of a box for a jiggle physics waifu game. Like,
what did they say for like The Last of Us 2 when the ugly chick who looks like a dude got railed?
That was just empowering. I'm sure it just said, hey, you better buy this on the back of the box. Yeah. You know, if you don't buy this, you're a bigot and you're not an ally. That's probably what it said on the back of the box. But deep cleavage is like a warning. Oh, man. There's some really problematic and offensive stuff in here.
I wish it was the 1980s again, because I'd make a rock band called Deep Cleavage.
There you go. That's a winner.
The album title, Succulent Flesh. Sorry, I'm drinking. Had to stop the mic.
I just wanted to show that real quick. Let me get that off there.
What is
You know,
that?
I can't wait for the figures that are going to come after Stellar Blade drops, dude. Like, the amount of sexy figures that this game is going to inspire is going to just be off the rails.
I'm trying so hard not to shield for that game, but I just feel like it represents choice.
You kind of have, like, I agree with you. I kind of feel like I'm doing it for the most part to piss people off that are against it.
In the same way that everybody would probably cover Hogwarts Legacy.
The Last of Us 2.
Not even. And when you think about YouTube from that perspective, it's like we're all teabaggers looking for the thing that squeaks the most when we teabag it. And all they got to do is shut up, but they never shut up. So when you go over them and you're like, you like this? And they're like, you better stop. You're like, oh yeah, this is the guy. This is the area
game.
we should work here. Stellar Blade's that right now. And they're trying so hard to be like, yeah, I don't care. It's whatever. I mean, why do you know? Man, they're arguing for polygon rights. You should have seen this tweet.
Polygon rights?
Yeah, I tweeted
that?
this. There was this upskirt in Spider-Man 2. I found one woman in a skirt in that entire game. And you know what the problem is, Gundam? I'm heterosexual.
She had a penis.
Yeah, the problem is I'm not gay. So bombarded with the gay in Spider-Man. When I saw that woman with the skirt, I just said, can I get the camera up there? And when I did it, man,
what'd you find?
Muda, I saw, it was a nicely modeled, just beautiful stuff. I tweeted it. Mudahar retweeted it. He was all like, oh, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, good. You got to get in on this. But the comments, man, you would think that this series of pixels in the polygon shape of a woman had rights and was a real person, because instead of arguing over racist AI and all kinds of war going on in the world, people were willing to just camp out and talk about how offended they were by this upskirt in a video game. I haven't been back to see if it's been patched because I deleted Spider-Man a while back, but I would love to know if that's not in the game anymore.
You know what the problem is?
I feel like that's people inside screaming out. Do you feel that way a lot?
I kind of feel like it's a lot of performative people, especially on Twitter, because it seems like victimhood and being virtuous is currency for a lot of people. I think that there are a multitude of human beings now that sit online all the time, terminally online. They have no life, they have no friends, they have no fucking nothing. So the most validation they get is when they repeat the correct phrase or viewpoint on whatever the fuck is going on. And I feel it's kind of tragic and pathetic. It's like I said earlier, the herd mentality and the herd morality, as Friedrich Nietzsche once called it. And it's just so prominent today. I try to tune these people out because I'm going to say something that's a hot take now, but I feel like they're lesser humans, which is a weird thing to say, but it's like, what else could they fucking be? Who the fuck does this? Oh no, an upskirt in a video game. I have to tell you how polygons should have rights. What are we going to have? Women's liberation for like Stellar Blade or some shit? And what's also weird is these same people that have these moral standings are the same ones that will tell you to support fucking sex workers as they literally promote their pornography on a man's obituary. You're over the fucking line.
That's what's easy to show at this point is the hypocrisy. And when you can kind of take two articles, you can take two tweets and just put them next to each other. And it's not a meme. It's just like, look how hypocritical this motherfucker is. And these are all of the game's journalists. These are a lot of content creators that are just shilling for this shit. And it'd be one thing, in my opinion, and I mean no disrespect, because I'm not disrespecting you. I'm disrespecting these people. So I guess I do mean a bit of disrespect. But I have to say that. You know where it's going. But these people are not doing things for what I consider worth it. You're bending over for Nintendo. I kind of get it, right? You're bending over for something that could really get you paid. I get it. But I was covering Marvel's Avengers. I was covering Saints Row. I was covering Sushi Squad. And I stuck my dick just a little. Let me not get into that. But if you go on to like the Reddits and the Discords and on Twitter, you see these people that feel like they have been engineered and just fed a doctrine by these developers who have just assigned them the personality that they need to have, no matter how broken this thing. You know, that game's still broken weeks after, and I don't want to keep talking about the damn game, but my point is, when this is in everything and it's compromising it in a way where it's kind of obvious, but they're going to try to go, oh, well, you don't know the inclusion or how hard or how far they went. You know, Alan Woke barely sold, but that's all they
I didn't even know it came out yet.
Alan Wake 2 barely sold anything.
That explains why we haven't heard of it.
If you watched Jeff Keighley's Shill Awards, his whole show is about Alan Wake. He didn't mention Hogwarts Legacy, that sold the most last year, but it was all about Alan Wake. And I feel like all anybody has to do is be honest, and it'll separate them. They're unique. They're a unicorn.
Honesty is dangerous today, dude. Honesty is absolutely
I get
dangerous.
it, and that's why they're mad at me, because they feel like I'm, you know, in Jamaica we have a phrase called boxing food off a dog's mouth, which is to say you're hitting the food out of a dog's mouth, and they're not struggling like that. I'm the one demonetized. I can't really scratch much together, but I do this because I'm passionate about it. These people have their setup. They have their different people and their networks and people they can collaborate with, but they act as though they feel my speaking the truth harms their ability to make money. And the only way that would be the case is if they're doing what they project onto me, the grifting, you know what I mean? All of this bullshit
exactly.
Where they gotta tell lies, they gotta reinforce these lies, they need the people to believe these lies. And if the truth comes in, that could burst the bubble. That could let in stuff that they're not supposed to know about. And the worst part is they're making the industry worse.
Yeah.
And they're keeping the entertainment bad, where just like Sweet Baby, you see how they lock in everything. You know what I mean? All you have to do is just show them. You don't have to
about control completely in every facet of entertainment. Like, it's not just games. It's like our social, political sphere right now suffers from this. The movies and television suffer from it. It's about power at the end of the day. And to let another idea in is abhorrent to them. It's akin to death. It's unacceptable. That's why people like us are absolutely vilified for just making fun of something that obviously needs to be made fun of, to be ridiculed, because laughter is a tool, and it's the only weapon you sometimes have against a, I don't want to say an oligarchy, but what the fuck word am I looking for? I've been drinking, Tater.
Meritocracy? No.
I know you're not thinking meritocracy. Whatever. Point being, it's the only weapon we have.
Oligarchy. Let's just put oligarchy in there.
It's not really an oligarchy because they're not all rich, but you know what I mean. Forgive me, Chad. I shouldn't have drank for the stream.
I feel that when I observe a lot of the radical pronoun people, you know, the sensitivity people, because when I look at Saints Row, it's truly one of my favorites, because it you know, when you're making music, you gotta be the right interval away from each other. You gotta make that music, right? If it's too close, you're just clashing. And I feel like when you have something as simple as a Mortal Kombat, but you want to take the blood out, you want to take the tits out, it's like, okay, what are you doing? You want to have a Saints Row, but you're trying to make it tame and squeaky clean and about friends, and it's like a Bible, like a youth group. You know what I'm saying? What the hell is going on here?
Saints Row doing a weird 180 was the oddest thing I ever seen. And then, like, the developers started shitting on the fan base, which was also a weird thing.
I was there. One of them hoes, when she had enough drinks, was trying to accuse people of being a terrorist for review bombing their broken game. And the funniest part about that, and funny is the wrong word, forgive me, the most messed up part about it is some people within the Saints Row community were waiting on this patch that would fix Saints Row 2, which they gave a big shit about for as far long back as that came out. And one of the people kind of working on the Saints Row team was working on that, like in between whatever. And when that game got Volition shut down, I guess all the dreams of that ever getting patched died, because another guy that was involved with it was dead too. I don't know the specifics of it. It's just like, you could tell they were stringing them along to get them invested in this game, to keep them jumping through the hoops. And before that game came out, I remember looking up some of the music choices. And you ever just look up some songs and they don't have like 100 or 300 views on YouTube? That's what was going on.
Sometimes you find gems, but I highly doubt the people behind Saints Row have an ear for music.
Yeah, it was all about how little they had to pay. in the way of getting those songs in there. Those people will probably pay them. Oh, well, they'll pay you an exposure right in your game.
It's not even good exposure because nobody remembers Saint Row 2. Or whatever the fuck Saint Row was. I
They're
forgot.
not going to remember Sushi Squad. They're not going to remember Skull and Bones. And that's why they're
Skull
so
and Bones.
triggered.
Fucking Ubisoft was contacting me for like over a year to play Skull and Bones, and I ignored the emails. I just had no interest. It looked like pure trash.
It's so much simpler than you would imagine it to be. And that's kind of the problem, I think, is on a conceptual level, you and I could sit down and think up something more entertaining than what they end up with in these titles. And it's because it's people who hate it making it. And that's okay.
Yeah, it is really weird. It does seem like the gaming industry has got a lot of people that either hate gaming or they hate gamers. And it's more about sending a message or talking about what they believe in or always saying things like to suit a modern audience or reflect the world we live in. And that's not what anybody fucking wants. Like, I just want to escape.
Because I'm watching, occasionally I'm looking at you looking at TikTok and looking across the entertainment industry. I don't know how you stomach that because, you're getting a raw input of how the younger generation is being shaped by this algorithm, right?
Oh my God.
Because they have no good entertainment, they're getting 100% of this bullshit.